This is Quinn, and welcome to my Orilium Autumn Equinox TBR. This is my character Ezekiel's 4th year as a scribe. So this is the last semester before I graduate officially out of my scribe calling. I do plan on continuing with this character next year for a different calling. For scribe for the autumn equinox, I need an O in elemental studies, a D in inscription, an O in restoration, and a Q in lore. And here's a spread of the classes with the course focuses and the prompts. For elemental studies, with the course focus being Stormcall, I need to read a book with water on the cover. And I chose Dream On Ramona Riley by Ashley Herring Blake. Once upon a time, Ramona Riley was a student at a prestigious art school with dreams of landing in Hollywood as a costume designer to the stars. But after her father's car accident, she quit school and returned to her small New Hampshire town, Clover Lake, to help take care of her younger sister. 12 years later, Ramona is working at the town's cafe, having all but given up on her dreams. But when a big-budget movie comes to Clover Lake to film, she wonders if this could be her chance. There's only one problem. Dylan Monroe, her first kiss and Hollywood's favorite wild child, is the star. With famous rock icons for parents, Dylan Monroe has always lived an unconventional life. She wants to prove that she can stand on her own merits in Hollywood. So Dylan takes on a project at a charming lake town. She even works at the local cafe, very quaint, shadowing a waitress there, very cute, whom she asks to take her around to do normal people things. Dylan soon realizes it's not just any small-town waitress she's getting to know. Ramona Riley is someone she's met before, someone who remembers her even more vividly. Before long, however, reality hits them and both women must decide if the spark between them can fan the flames of their individual dreams, or if it will extinguish their light. For Inscription, with the course focus of Magic of Primes, I needed to read a book with a prime number of letters in the title. And I chose Binty by Nendi Okorafor. Her name is Binty, and she is the first of the Himba people ever to be offered a place at Umza University, the finest institute of higher learning in the galaxy. But to accept the offer will mean giving up her place in her family, to travel between the stars among strangers who do not share her ways or respect her customs. Knowledge comes at a cost, one that Binty is willing to pay, but her journey will not be easy. The world she seeks to enter has long warred with the Medusae, an alien race that has become the stuff of nightmares. Umza University has wronged the Medusae, and Binty's stellar travel will bring her within their deadly reach. If Binty hopes to survive the legacy of a war not of her making, she will need both the gifts of her people and the wisdom enshrined within the university itself, but first she has to make it there alive. Next for Inscription. With the course focus being archiving, I need to read a book with a vertical spine title. And I chose The Deep by Rivers Solomon. Here's the spine. Yetu holds the memories for her people. Her people, the Wajinru, descendants of pregnant African slave women thrown overboard by slave owners, live idyllic lives in the deep, their past too painful to be remembered regularly, is forgotten by everyone save one. The memories, harrowing and wonderful, traumatic and terrible, are destroying Yetu, and so she flees to the surface, escaping her expectations and responsibilities, and discovers a world the Wajinru left behind long ago. And lastly, for Inscription, with the course focus being animal taming runes, I need to read a book with an animal on the cover. And I chose The House Witch by Delmhatch. When Finley Ashawan joins the staff of the king and queen of Daxaria, he is an enigma. No one knows where he comes from or how he came to be where he is, which suits Finn just fine. He's satisfied simply serving as the royal cook, keeping nosy passerbyers out of his kitchen, and concocting some truly uncanny meals. But Finn's secret identity doesn't stay hidden for long. After all, it's not every day a house witch and his kitten familiar Kraken take to meddling in imperial affairs. As his powers are gradually discovered by the court, Finn finds himself involved in a slew of intrigues, going head-to-head with knights with less than chivalrous intentions, helping to protect the pregnant queen, fending off the ire of the royal mage, and uncovering a spy in the castle. And that's only the beginning, because Finn's past is catching up with him, just as his love life is getting complicated. For lore, with the course focus being Forgotten Tongues, I need to read a translated book. And I chose Welcome to the Hyunnam-dong Bookshop by Hwan Bo-ryum. Yeonju is burnt out. She did everything she was supposed to do. Go to school, marry a decent man, get a respectable job. Then it all fell apart. In a leap of faith, Yeonju abandons her old life, quits her high-flying career, and follows her dream. She opens a bookshop. In a quaint neighborhood in Seoul, surrounded by books, Yeonju and her customers take refuge. From the lonely barista to the unhappily married coffee roaster, and the writer who sees something special in Yeonju. They all have disappointments in their past. The Hyunnam-dong Bookshop becomes a place where they all learn how to truly live. And additionally, for lore, with the course focus being Ancient Post. I need to read a book with letters or notes on the cover or inside the book. And I chose On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read. Written when the speaker, Little Dog, is in his late 20s, the letter unearths a family history that began before he was born. A history whose epicenter is rooted in Vietnam and spans to Hartford, Connecticut, and serves as a doorway into parts of his life his mother has never known, all of it leading to an unforgettable revelation. At once a witness to the fraught yet undeniable love between a single mother and her son, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is also a brutally honest exploration of race, class, and masculinity. Asking questions central to our American moment, immersed as we are in addiction, violence, and trauma, but undergirded by compassion and tenderness. It is as much about the power of telling one's own story as it is about the obliterating silence of not being heard. And lastly, for restoration, with the course focus being Unbroken Focus Tincture, I needed to read a book with a single point of view, and I chose System Collapse by Martha Wells. Following the events in Network Effect, the Barish and Stranza Corporation has sent rescue ships to a newly colonized planet in peril, as well as additional SEC units. But if there's an ethical corporation out there, Murderbot has yet to find it, and if Barish Estranza can't have the planet, they're sure as hell not leaving without something. If that something just happens to be an entire colony of humans, well, a free workforce is a decent runner-up prize. But there's something wrong with Murderbot. It isn't running within normal operational parameters. Art's crew and the humans from Preservation are doing everything they can to protect the colonists, but with Barish Estranza's SEC unit-heavy persuasion teams, they're going to have to hope Murderbot figures out what's wrong with itself and fast. And there you have it. Those are my 7 books. I think I did pretty well balancing the page numbers between the books, and I feel pretty comfortable in passing this semester. And if not, I have my backup points for the Emporium to buy some scrolls. Let me know what your character's calling is, what year they're in, and what your most excited book is. Mine is definitely System Collapse by Martha Wells. It is one of my favorite series of the year, and I'm excited to read the most recent publication. As always, this is Quinn, signing out.